Call me Fuego, 93 like me. Fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. Quedo, no way home. Bev Hill life on Rodeo.
Same 4 teams, and then
Did
they
you
had.
say you had Tornado Energy?
I have Tornado Energy, yes.
You
I
do?
think it's the only one. I might be the only one that's.
I think you might be the only
Yeah.
one.
And then everybody else has. Doesn't matter. The game's about to start.
Yeah. Shut up, Avenger. Frost, I'm not even asking you an opinion. It's
I didn't
time for
say
the-
anything.
Shut up, Frost. Let's get into it. It is going to be game number 5 of the day. It is good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be back with these guys. It's good to be back with you. And it's also good to be back with our fellow commentators. It's Pansy and Sims for game number 5. It's Erangel. It's the Grassy Pastures.
Thanks, James, and what a raid leader he is at that desk. You know what I mean? He keeps them in line, and I like to see that. I like he rules with an iron fist, does James.
But you know he's the one that always takes the loot, right? He's the one that only does it to be nice because he has to be the first geared out of everybody. If you find a level 3 anywhere on Erangel, it's like, hand it over.
That's his.
Or leave the team.
Didn't think he'd be like that. Wow.
Maybe it works with a smile, but it's a cruel smile.
Yeah. You know.
But I have to agree with him, it's really good to be back. It is fun. I am really enjoying this. It is super, super fun.
Oh, at least someone's having fun. God, I'm getting paid to be here with you.
It's very nice to
No, it is good to be back. Honestly, I've missed it, and you know, and I'm gonna be honest. Why wouldn't I be? I have nothing to lose now.
You can just hear it in their voice. Oh, that's a big run. What the hell just happened there? Jimbo? Okay, so they just managed to smash into one another. James gets out, Ibby hits the deck, but there is a response, and oh,
James
that's just chaos.
Yeah, I don't know how James got away with that. I don't know how Ibby was in that position.
Did they crash into one another?
I'd love to see that on replay if we could, just to get a glimpse back at how that all unfolded. I don't know if we can, but I don't know how Ibby wasn't in a car or what happened in that. I don't know if he got knocked out of the car. I don't know.
It goes the opposite way. How do you get up to your teammates should the circle be favourable to them? Once you come off the back of that, you've then got 7 to deal with, which will be problematic. Page, first one to fall. We'll talk about this fight. Blaze were originally put here by TSM shooting at them. Vascu, second
nice
victim.
shots.
And at the moment, they're locking this one down. This is good job, especially coming off the back of losing one player early and being stuck here.
Yeah, Blaze is scrappy. I mean, I've been quite surprised by them, and I know that sounds almost condescending. It's not meant to be. Simply put, they've been put in bad positions to work with. Oh, death from above. He just drops down, and there goes Ival. Sucks to suck is all I can say on that one.
What a night and day scenario, though.
Yeah.
From first with 9 kills, fourth with 3, and then 13, 15, and now potentially outside the top 10 again. This is 0 to 0.
And I love watching these guys play. I was actually such a fan of how they played during the regular season. I love watching that whole storyline and how they are now. Out to the west, though, on the island, it's getting a little spicy here. Welcome South George, Exalt, YMCA, and then even in the distance, AD are coming in all across the west. This is going to be a very, very big fight about to go down between these guys. It looks like Exalt are trying to peel away.
He could have camped them. T-Bone's still standing, but he's out in the blue. He might opt to just give it up and not give away the points, but I'd like to see him fight. He's a good individual little fragger. Even if he can pick up a cheeky point, it's still well worth it. Ira.
Look at this wrap. Look at this wrap coming out.
Chilling.
Yeah, but you can see Sakura and Sampula all trying to use the low ground, but Vard's position is so well made. This is such a really good setup from Welcome South George.
They're gone.
It's not even just the aim. That was purely beautiful setup from them in a really good crossfire positioning, understanding where a team would want to go. They just put all of their pieces on the chessboard in the perfect place. Very well played by Welcome South George.
It's just like watching dominoes fall.
Yeah.
One steps in, Iro steps up, falls onto the third. There is no chance for any response in that scenario. They have you dead to rights. Is it a little bit campy holding in the shack? Yes, of course it is, but who cares when you have that level of communication? Circle, we're over, we expected it. And everyone outside of that zone, especially on the opposing side, has to come out. Brexico gone down. That's the blue doing the damage, which maybe suggests he's had a shot. TSM now falling at the wayside, unfortunately, because of how long they've spent here. You have to get across, boys. It's time to go. Unless there's any boats left, you're going to be in trouble. I spoke about the Diamond Dogs, and I said that might be the next objective, who will be arriving at Unity. Well, the tables have turned. Unity are the ones that will be forced to move ever so slightly unless they want to wait. Hold the line. Wait for all these teams to come their way. IG, WS15, 7, ETG, they've all got to come on this line. And once they do, Unity should be standing strong waiting for them.
T-Bone down to his last chance here. Trying to play as lazy can. Blaze doing the same thing. TSM are going to have to start moving. 5 seconds till that blue forces the play. The south side is getting busy, to say the least. We've got Liquid down there. Welcome South George, 7, ETG, AD. So many teams now piling up in the south. T-Bone, oh my word, T-Bone's right next to him. He's going to fly. What the hell? Mid-air delivery as T-Bone gets plucked down. The boat's been picked up and TSM are about to make the exit. Lazza, can he do anything or is it too little too late? He's missed the boat. It's gone. He's going to watch him disappear and TSM hop under the bridge, and I think he knows that he's missed that chance to do some damage.
Can he outrun this? I think he can.
Maybe.
I think because it's going towards the...
Maybe.
I think he can outrun this. You can see him at the angle. He's just avoiding it. K-Mind and Ira, WTSG and Liquid sharing bodies for now. And the position would suggest why. Adepts are just, unfortunately, gridlocked between two rather big powerhouse teams. Individual rosters, it don't really matter. If they spot a player, they're going to go down. Pixel, first one, turns ahead. Snoopy falls. Short, 2 players on the other side of the road. And we did say they were playing 2-2 for quite some time. This time round, it's failed.
So now let's look at the 2 different teams and the way things can be done. You want to look at the likes of Welcome South George, how they kept that team out in the west, and then what can happen when it goes wrong like that, when you don't have those complementary positions, even though technically you're gatekeeping them out. Now, Welcome South George on the other side, get the fight building towards Tornado Energy. That's right on the slap bang middle of this. They're working from west to center. Liquid still south, looking towards 7. 7 trying to make the move, and they're getting spotted out here. Vard has found Compot, and now the push begins. Look at this coordination. They're going in together. But now a little bit of pressure from the other side of the 2-2 split. They're going to sweep out the top, claim those points, and suddenly the middle of the map is all theirs.
Seong has a nade. Oh, as soon as I say that, both him and Ira just start cycling them. 2 players down in smoke, which suggests they don't know how many's actually standing. They don't have to waste these. They can just play a house. The rest of Tornado Energy just off to the left-hand side, getting the last player up, maybe. I'm not too sure. Lazza can indeed outrun this one. This would be awful for IG if they lose a player to this one man. I'm not saying that from an individual stance. I'm just saying you wouldn't expect someone to be running blue at this stage in a game.
Yeah, it's very hard to predict this if you're playing a Thinking's Man game. That's just bad luck, if you want to call it that way. And TSM have moved up as well, so this side is certainly not easy in the east either. We looked at the west, but it looks like South George have claimed that. Edelweiss for 7 has made it across the road, and it's hitting south. Liquid's positioning on circle, very good. Very, very strong. No one's going to slip past them. You could maybe argue Phantom might find a way forward, but he can't leave that area. You know what it's like down there. They're done as they are. Welcome South George, though. Very strong position as well.
You saw the reposition.
Oh, look at this. Look at the northeast, Rich.
I really want to touch on it, but I don't now because Lazza's here. He's been in fights with TSM for quite some time,
God,
and they've no idea where they are. Oh, there's one. Come on, give me all 3. Nope, not happening. Instantly shut down. Instantly responded by Michael. And the final player from that fight that's been going on for quite some time is done. TSM live to fight another day, but for how long? Because this circle, once they approach it, is just full of late-game stragglers.
Yeah, and the last thing you want to do if you were TSM then was open up and make noise.
Yep.
You're about to run in on a circle where you're probably the last team in. Now, every single person knows exactly where you're coming from. You're hoping Unity take the flag.
4 teams in front of them.
You've got 7 waiting there. IG, Diamond Dogs now moving in. That's not including Unity, who are in the same sort of position. But Edelweiss is pushed up. ETG making the play, but Liquid should see... What?
Well.
What?
Well.
How did he do that? I don't know. But you know what? It happened. Mexi's down, but the revive should come in. That should be okay. It was dangerous for a bit, but it's not the big fight. The Northeast is the big fight. Sadovnik finding Fex puts TSM in a very bad position.
We've got to touch on the Diamond Dogs. They've been quiet for quite some time. They are now back building. 4-man split in a straight line towards the circle. This allows Tommel to watch back. You'll see buildings when we do on his POV.
Oh,
the nade's already going up. Is that landed on Simsy? Has it hit him? It's perfect. It's bounced off. Oh, my word. Bounced off the tree and hit Simsy in the face. That puts a hold on everything that they potentially could have gone for.
But now look at Tizrin. I'm wondering if he goes a little bit higher up the hill and goes
Free
on the flank.
kills, not
Yeah, here
stopping.
we go. This is going to be the pile-in. IG could be undone by this. Seven have got a very good idea as to what's happening, and there
Good
it
nade.
is. Great nade did damage up Pixel too, but he can't flush this. But it does alleviate some of the pressure on the Diamond Dogs to maybe get back into it, but here comes the crunch. And in the middle, it's IG. Michael's still alive, but he's out in the blue, so they're kind of beyond this fight. It's going to be who comes out the winner. And Seven are looking good, apart from the fact that Liquid are wrapping southeast.
They shouldn't go too far, Liquid, and overstep their boundaries. They have that hillside they can work off of and just get the eye line onto Seven. Do a bit of damage and wrap back round. No one can touch them now from their backside, so they're happy. This gives them an elevated amount of play and a decent level of play. Pixel's still going. That's two. That's the second one now for the Diamond Dogs that he's found. This man as a solo player is doing so much damage here. The hopes and dreams, the Diamond Dogs, are being completely split. If he gets this one, if Tomo goes down, that's just all kinds of carnage. Whips out for the second gun and just goes for the meltdown so he can pick up these points before falling. Tomo, will you make it? No, you won't. That is devastating. The damage was done by Pixel, the one-man walking army. That's devastating.
But now let's look at what Welcome South George are doing. It's very similar. It's very, very close to what Liquid were attempting. But it looks like Liquid have slowed down the roll as Welcome South George have continued it. You have Iro, and you basically have them flexing towards the north and trying to sweep through. They've controlled the west. They know that they're safe there, and now they're going to sweep down. And they don't necessarily have to keep pushing. It doesn't have to be, you know, a clockwise rotation around the map, but it can just keep information building. No one's getting through the net now. You have Pixel, you have Seven, and then you have Liquid in the south, and then one player slap bang in the middle. So this is good information finding for Welcome South George, as long as they don't give up too much late game circle position for the benefit of this moment here.
I like what K-Man's doing, just been split off from the rest of Liquid.
He's got to hold the back.
Yeah. Same scenario as previous. I know he died given that scenario, but it saved the rest of the roster by giving up that player's position, someone else taking him down. Rather than let everybody die, or a multitude of players die, you'd much rather lose one, which is the same scenario as scouting, if you will. He's just the sniffer dog. He's the guard. He'll do his job. If Pixel can pick up somebody else, I mean, hell, 5 kills already. I think they've all come from, at least 4 of them from that previous engagement. Fantastic job. WTSG, no prisoners held whatsoever. The strangulation will continue. Xiong, Miraku, and now it's go time. The push is real. They need to be careful of Pixel, but I think Seven is in difficult, dire straits here. All 4 members of WTSG are collapsing, Lauren.
Yeah, Welcome South George to clean this up, and I think they're already on like 10, 11 kills here. If these nades flushing, which they might just do.
Oh boy.
And here we go. Double nade comes out, and 7 are gone in the blink of an eye. That is big moves. Now we're seeing the push up though from Pixel. Keep your eyes. Let's see how he goes. Maybe trying to slot in the back here. Playing it smart, trying to play it careful. But maybe Vard has an idea of this. And he's being very, very cautious and kind of playing this very aware. Now K-Mind, really good, patient play. Keep it in mind there could be a player behind him. He spotted them out. That's Phantom now tagged up. Down pretty low, but it's just the idea that K-Mind was aware. Had the peace of mind. Now he can call back Eddie, call back Jeems, and they keep control of this south side.
It's pretty good to just leave one player standing like this. I know it takes him away from the rest of the action front and center, but all of Liquid have just been called. The alarm bell has been rung. There's a crate down there as well.
Lovely.
And he's dead.
Yeah, it's good work, and they've kind of shifted the weight down towards K-Mind and left Mexi up there, which is good. Again, it keeps control. But then you look on the other side of the coin, because Welcome South George, while has heard this all happening, they know who's there, they know roughly what's going on, they're going to then start working from the north. They're clearing as they go. If you want to look at it in a way that wherever they move to, they assume that it's cleared, right? Now, Pixel is behind them. That's always going to be a problem, because we've seen what he can do. He's a very dangerous man. However, for me, Welcome South George are playing this perfectly to the information they have.
There's a bit of a mental game in effect for Team Liquid because they don't know where this other player is. You've got the knock onto one of the Adepts player outside just towards the blue, but he wasn't confirmed. He wasn't an insta-kill. So you know there's another snake in the grass somewhere.
14 kills!
It's a murderous game, is this one? And you know what would happen? It'd have to be Pixel who could ruin this. There's only one person who can do it. Jimbo, 1, 2, 3, thank you. Sunzi down, 4 teams left standing. Pixel The lone snake who could smash one of these teams' dreams to complete and utter pieces.
But could you think of a better situation? 4v4 Team Liquid against Welcome South George. If Pixel gets swept aside, the problem is as soon as he engages, you know Liquid are going to push that because there's going to be some sort of disorder. Comms are going to be busy. That's when they make their move up here. Pixel now spots out Iroh, but he knows there's another close by. He wants to play this for second place. That's what you're hoping, but can he do anything more with this?
He's seen the second shot.
Now he's seen Vard.
It has to be a dub. Yep.
Here
Flipped
we go.
it.
That's one. He knows Vard's close by. He knows which angle he might be coming from. But, oh my God, he expected Miraku, but he goes down now. Look
Liquid
at
push.
Liquid. There it is. They read the situation. They knew what's happening, and they're sweeping forward.
All 4 players pushing up. Mexi's going to overextend and go to the outskirts, and that's fine. And look at what he's got. The big green machine is here, and it can do some serious damage. He could just slaughter them all single-handedly if he gets an eye line on them.
Vard might have an off angle, though. If Jeems just pushes up like this, just kind of tunnel visions in to be aggressive, Vard will have his cross. Now, I like that they've slowed down now. They've pinned them in towards the back lines. Welcome South George do have a little bit of low ground to wrap on, which I think they're looking at now as to what they can do with this. As Liquid have kind of just flipped the switch. They hold the cover, they hold the high ground, they've got center point. They've basically suddenly got everything working in their favor.
But they're also going to know this. Let's be real. This is WTSG. I mean, hell, Xiong used to play for them, but used to play for Liquid, so you're going to know how these players' minds work. There has to be a response to this, and it's to try and guess which way they're not going to go. Jeems is kind of the thorn in the side, so to speak.
No one's watching Jeems' peak. I think that's what Mexi's trying to do now. Technically, you could free peek Jeems. You're probably not going to, but technically you could, and... Oh, Rich. Oh no, Mexi. I think Mexi's seen this. He's definitely seen something. Iroh's now in danger. The nade's perfect. Pushes it forward. Jeems will probably peek out and get that if he can. But now you're going to see a bit of a battle. Yeah, Jeems is up and about, but that's a big shout coming back in. So they split out Mexi, and now it's all evened out again. Even though they had that much pressure, Iroh, stay calm.
Run, Mexi.
Put some pressure right back on him. And this is 2 high-caliber teams finding fights here.
Both of them spreading out.
It's mirrored.
Almost, yeah, a mirror image. 4 versus 4 and 8. Truly incredible PUBG players. They've opted to go more towards the lower ground. They know exactly where Mexi is. They don't know and don't have the information where the rest of them are. If they can just catch K-Mind or Ibiza off guard, this makes things a little bit easier.
I'd love to see Welcome South George kind of stack up at least 2, maybe 3 players, because you know the Liquid will split. They'll do very kind of like split out positioning because it works well normally. And now let's see if he can get effective trades. They're going up. Oh my God, Ibby is holding the corner. He needs support from behind. Vard's around the corner. Ibby's playing this smart. He's playing it cool. He's playing it carefully. They're right next to each other. K-Mind is a support player next towards Ibby. You have Jeems up north, Mexi to the right. This is now locked out Ibby almost. This is going to keep him under pressure and keep him focused. This allows Vard, Miraku, Iroh to look for room. Iroh is wrapping back up north as well. Iroh might be able to get behind them. This is literally a game of chess these boys are playing, and they know it as well. Iroh gets spotted. Jeems gets the fight. Now, where's the response? Is there one, or they are? Can they stay calm enough to try and not capitalize on that trade out?
Xiong might have heard him moving. He's been tapping away, but Ibby does have level 3 gear. Still a stalemate on this rock. Oh no, look, he's looking away. He can't know. He can't know. Patiently time to strike, because there will be a refrag here once he goes for it, and that's what he knows, and that's what he has to be careful of. As soon as he shows himself, multiple people will see him.
Vard's just moved up to a position that Ibby
going for it.
have found. Now, Ibby's found out 1. That's good. That removes the southern position. Vard was meant to be able to trade back into that, and now he can't. Liquid need to be careful to not overextend, and he's done just that. It looks like Ibby's playing this well. Ibby looks calm. He looks collected. He looks deadly. Ooh. He looks like the old Ibby, and K-Mind is holding his flank. This is the Liquid we wanted to see. Cohesive, deadly, dangerous. Where's the answer? It doesn't come in. It's Liquid holding it down.
Throw a nade and evacuate the scene. Ibby stands strong beneath the rock, takes down 1 player, moves on to the second, and then the Death Squad sweeps in and wipes out WTSG. However, we can't take anything away from WTSG. The kills were well and truly in their favor. Points in the bag. And that was just a fantastic face-off. I know it all came down pretty quick and wonderful at the end, but still, to see 8 players of that caliber go head-to-head in a 4 versus 4 scenario, you can't ask for nothing better. There's nothing explosive. There's nothing flashy.